Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Onyx Path Twitch, where we are here for Season 2, Episode 2 of The World Below Delve and Dig. It's been the holidays. Time's been weird. Things have been funky. So we have not been here as regularly as we'd like, but that's okay because that all should be changing henceforth. Before we dive too far into our adventure, a couple things I want to make sure that you are aware of. We have recently released, most recently, The Winding Serpent, which is the last of our tasty bits for this year. It is for Scion Dragon, and it is available over at Drive-Thru RPG at the link I have just shared in the chat. We also have some very cool Curseborn Tarot cards. Now, this is not a complete tarot deck, but it is a few of the major arcana that are inspired by the families in Curseborn. And those are available as well over at Drive-Thru RPG. Head over, pick those up, check them out. Tell your friends to do the same. We would greatly appreciate it. We're going to do a quick intro, meet all of our players, and then we will recap where we had parked when last we met. So, first off, let's kick things off with Cal. If you could, please tell us who you are, what you do, who you're playing, your pronouns, their pronouns, anything you would like to promote.
Hello. Oh, I just realized I have a Buffy background.
Oh, that's all right.
I figured that was on purpose. I'm like,
oh no, it was from. Well, I'll segue into why it's my background. Hello, everyone. My name's Cal, Neo Cal in different internet spheres. Although Crow takes the cake from me for the most Matrix of us.
Valid.
With those shades. I do podcasting, and one of them is Too Much Energon. We just released a holiday special, which is us playing a little bit of all of the Beast Wars games in existence.
Oh.
Apparently I'm one of the few people that could even beat a level in one of them in the PlayStation Beast Wars. God, that was awful. It was bad. But some of them are very good. Well, one of them was very good. That's Too Much Energon, the Laser Comb podcast. The idea behind that one is we watch a different TV show that's finished its run. It can be from any year, any decade. And we see if we'd tune in next week. So we watch the episode. It's a random episode from whatever show we decide upon, and see if it holds any the water to keep watching. And we just did it was like episode 104. You'd think we'd hit Buffy the Vampire Slayer before then, but there's a lot of 90s cartoons that people wanted us to cover. And I found out that's mostly a teen drama.
Buffy.
Yeah, there's some demons and there's some vampires, but
it's you just figured this out?
Yeah.
I bless your heart, man.
Yeah. I had never watched it from beginning to end, and I was like, wow, this would be great if I was 15.
The vampires are metaphors for puberty.
And honestly, it was great when you were 15, because every monster is a metaphor until towards the end, where demons are just aliens, basically, and
or dinosaurs in the episode that we covered.
Right. Half of them are just like super nice dudes who like a Slurpee and please leave me alone. You know, just that. Yeah, that show went somewhere else by the end.
And that's L-A-Z-O-R.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm playing Bunga.
Oh, you're fine.
I'm playing Bunga, who also uses he, him pronouns like myself. And he's your local hobgob. And he's let me see here. He's a scarab dialect, and his calling is hunter.
Yeah. And he is in some shit, as are the rest of the group. Speaking of other people who are in some shit right now, Crow, if you could, please tell us who you are, what you do, who you're playing, your pronouns, their pronouns, anything you'd like to promote.
Hello, I'm Crow. I play Salvo, short for Silverite, an elf who is a Baka, Prekin, who is probably the most eldritch elf that has been made for this campaign. And I know Travis is like, what the fuck did you do with my lore? But like, I decided to interpret it as the alien bait that it is.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's beautiful.
You can also find me on Mondays playing San the God or San the Demigod, the Tower. That's been a lot of fun. Health Baka, you say exactly. Yeah, you can find me in other places playing as a Persona user, a Power Ranger, and also a bunch of other different places. Apparently, um, yeah, and also doing a bunch of other stuff around here mostly. And I also have to change my socials because I am something on the BS site, so I will figure that out later. But other than that, yeah, Savo uses he, it, they pronouns. Yes, I know pronouns are weird. And that's pretty much about it.
All right, rock and roll. Thank you so much. And last but never least, Kevin, your pertinence, please.
Hi, y'all. I am not remotely from the South. I apologize. I'm Kevin Zarnicki, game developer, voice actor, and creature in progress, just like everybody else. Yeah, in terms of what's going on in my own life, this holiday season has been so good for my teaching business. I tutor, mentor, and apprentice people for voiceover, for TTRPG design, and for a few other things that, well, I don't want to bore you or demonetize the channel. So, yeah, I teach stuffs. And I recently signed the papers on an LLC. We are now Royal Rogues Academy, which I didn't.
Congratulations.
Thank you. But on top of all of the teaching and networking and actually putting you in the business that we do, the more students I get, the more teachers I can hire, and the more services I can host so that people who are students or former students have access to a huge stockpile of material and networking and get free hosting and representation for both voiceover and publishing. We are working on opening our own small publishing house, and we apparently have stumbled into being agents for non-union voiceover. So things have grown kind of crazy, and the student count has grown. So on the off chance anybody here is watching, for a fairly limited time, reach out to me and mention this podcast, and maybe I'll extend it a bit for you. You get a free session 0. Hit me up. You get your first one for free. You can ask a few questions. If you've got some questions, I'll make a sales pitch, low pressure. You stand to lose nothing but an hour of your time. But yeah, free session 0. Hit me up at kevin.r.zarnicki@gmail.com. Hopefully we can put that in the chat or what have you. But yeah, please feel free to sign on up, because the more students we get, the more people I can hire, and the better the site and all that good stuff. More is better for all. And I'm not keeping the money, honestly. It's just going to overflow into the company and everybody else. I don't believe in opening a door unless I can get more people through it. Past that, it's so good to be back. I've missed all y'all so
good
much.
To have you back. We've missed you too.
And I will be returning to play Kale Zool, yet another elf. This one a necromancer, the white hair, the white skin, the gravelly grim voice, the sardonic sense of humor that usually people don't know about. Less zombie, more ghosty, advocate for the dead type dude. So yeah.
Rock and roll. And that leaves me. My name is Travis. My pronouns are he, they. When I'm not running games, I'm writing them. But tonight, I am running the world below. When last we met, our adventurers were just sort of shaking off the dust of Kalm. They were kind of getting things ready, trying to figure out kind of what the post Kalm activity was going to be for this season. at Gelphim's rest, but their activities were interrupted. A elderly and deprived man named Armand made his way into the settlement, looking exhausted and telling a tale of how his own settlement, a bit voidward from where they sat and a bit below Tulver's Hearth, had fallen prey to vicious creatures that had devoured most of the other inhabitants. Armand, in fact, only survived because he was willing to hide at the bottom of a charnel pit until the bugs placed their attention elsewhere. And he dragged himself out, dragged himself here, looking for help, looking for someone to not only go and remove the bugs from the old settlement, but more importantly, lay to rest the angry and confused spirits of the survivors of that settlement. The group agreed, leaving Armand in the capable hands of Stropharia to see to his wounds and his malnourishment. The group built a smoker and moved forward into the caves, hoping to smoke out the infestation. And that worked. It worked quite well at first. They were able to defeat several of the
Armand
smaller...
had some passengers with them, didn't he?
Armand did have some small creatures that were eating the infection out of one of his wounds. And those were... One was kept, but the rest were sort of ground up and turned into an antivenom that I believe each of you has a dose of.
Right.
It should prevent you, hopefully, from any sort of poison exposure. And the group is traveling, of course, as well, along with your resident chaosist, M. Glitterstone. You managed to smoke out and destroy the majority of the smaller bugs in the colony. But when the final sort of burst of fire was set forth from M's magic, aided by Kilzul, and this fried out most of the remainder of the smaller bugs. The earth around you began to tremble as a large, angry, one might say queen bug sort of made her way up through the flame, through the smoke, and into the tunnel where you all stand. She's seared. She's hacking out smoke. But you can tell as her mandibles, each the size of a human child, rapidly slam together. Above all, she's pissed.
Like a well-fed human child, or like
precisely like a well-fed.
About the size of a bread box, like a full bread box.
Yes, precisely, a very well-fed human child. So what? Let's just not waste any time. Let's go ahead and just roll initiative and see where this party takes us, shall we? So that would be the higher of your cunning and athletics, or dexterity plus empathy.
So that'll be 5 here.
Are you looking for 8s or better?
4.
And I'm sorry, Savi at 4?
3.
What did Bunga get?
1, 2, 3, 4.
If no one has any objection, we will just run a raw initiative as rolled. Just to keep things moving smoothly. If you want to bop around, we can certainly do so. But I don't see a reason to have to. All right, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4 from M. And 2 successes for our queen. If I could falsetto with Worth a Crap, I would sing, "She's your queen to be." But she's not hopping on one foot. She is moving forth, chewing at you with giant murderous mandibles. So, Kael'Zul, the first action belongs to you. What would you like to do as you see this horrendous creature making its way in your direction?
Boy, it's been a minute, hasn't it? Okay, so it is moving to attack me. Like, am I its target?
It doesn't seem like it's personally attacking you so much as it is your group as its target. You're fairly certain it's going to try to just chomp you all in one fell swoop.
All right, this is tricksy. So feel free to say no.
Sure.
Is there anything I can do to get it to like specifically target me and not the others? And then as it bears down, use inverted step to shadow step LOS behind it?
Like a taunting type of maneuver?
Yeah. Draw its attention.
Sure. So, what's the step that you're using? It's what's it called?
It's a synthesis called inverted step.
Inverted step. Thank you.
Once per session, yeah, I can shadow step in line of sight.
Yep, and I just want to check and see if that lists it's a reflexive action. You must roll esoteric or reflexively to do so, but that's fine. You can reflexively react to your own action. So if your action is going to be the taunt, right? So actually, what you'd be doing is you'd be reacting to the successful attack of the taunt.
Yeah.
Right. So let's resolve that then in that fashion. I would say if you're planning on taunting, I would say that's probably going to be a persuasion, but I would be open to hearing other arguments.
I can't think of anything better that makes sense.
And what attribute do you feel that's best paired with?
Can I use cunning?
Yeah, absolutely. This is a quick thought sort of a situation, so
all right,
cunning away.
So that will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not bad. That's 3. This is the second time I've rolled a 10 and an 8.
Excellent. Let me
It's a little weird.
Check something out here. See if this creature is feral or not.
She will be by the time we're done with her. I don't know what that means or implies, but
it sounded good.
So
sounded good.
So she does have the feral quality. That makes her harder to influence. So
I'm just trying to pop. I'm trying to pop a road flare here. Hey!
Sure. So
Ian, freeze.
Yeah, 3 successes effectively, right?
3, yeah.
Right. So here's the thing. You are basically, because it's feral, you would be making your taunt against the creature's integrity. Because it's feral, they get a major complication on that. So what will happen if you do not resolve that complication is that it will misinterpret the communication.
It's gonna try to mate with me.
Perhaps finding some other sort of confusion.
Why does this happen to me in every game?
Now, having said that,
things I do for you people. Puts on sunglasses.
the integrity of this creature is 2, and so the major complication affords complication rating of 3. Now you got three hits, so you could conceivably spend 2 momentum to resolve this and have the result that you wanted, as long as the group is cool with that. You currently have 4 in the pool.
Everybody cool? Ching.
All right. You're down to a momentum of 2. The creature, it has successfully been taunted and will turn its attention toward you, but it's not reaction time for you yet. So it's clear.
I am running to try to get like at least a 90-degree flank for everybody else.
The cave's just not that wide, but you're able to get the attention about 45 degrees.
Cool.
In the direction you had hoped for. Bunga, what would you like to do?
So the hole's like just barely big enough too, because if I recall, oh, that's right, yeah, Emma like fireballed,
right?
Like wild magic-y chaos rocketed down there, and then this thing crawled up.
Yeah, she sent down a flaming tethered chaos kiss with the.
So there's the chamber we're in.
Mm-hmm.
Right. There's the chamber we're in, like the way we came from, and essentially this pit that it crawled out of.
Right. Yeah, there's no other like place to go. Now, the room you're in certainly is not smooth, right? The chamber that you're in. There are stalactites, there are stalagmites, there are dips and divots. There are places to hide if that's what you would like to do. There are certainly little areas you can shimmy into. Might be a little bit complicated, given Bunga's size.
I'm gonna pull a Dragon's Dogma and attempt to ride this giant bug, or climb it, or whatever.
All right.
So that once I'm on
fucking missed you,
thorax, or once Bunga's on its thorax, I can use Bug Talker to assert dominance. You know, mammalian behavior being applied to insects totally will work, right?
Sure, why not? Let's give it a.
Are you trying to seduce my bug wife?
What's the worst that could happen?
Hey, we both have different ways of seducing. You wave and do a bird's dance, and Bunga does the caveman technique.
There.
As is his namesake.
So here's what I would have you do. I would have you go ahead and give me I would say probably athletics might. I am happy to hear alternatives if you have an alternative.
No, I'm good. That's one of my biggest pools.
Since none of its pools specifically refer to this, it's going to resist with just a straight desperation pool roll.
All right.
However, its power advantage will come into play with this desperation pool. Okay, so that's going to be 2. It was a 10 on the dice, so 2 hits there, plus the power advantage giving 2 more enhancements. So a total of 4 hits.
Okay, a total of 5.
You had a total of 5.
Yeah.
Excellent. So you're able to, as it's sort of swinging its head back and forth, its attention keeps coming back to Kelzul, and that is to your benefit. You are able to sort of hop up onto one of the sections and sort of crawl up toward the top of it. And you realize from your vantage point, since you got an extra hit on here, I'm going to give you a little piece of clue information. You can clearly see places where this creature is seems to be prepared to split. And you're aware of several bugs in the world below that can live much like a worm, cut in half and become multiples. This creature appears to have the anatomy to support that, at the very least.
I was picturing the wrong bug.
Oh, interesting.
I was picturing a shell. You don't just mitosis with
Oh,
an exoskeleton.
it does have an exoskeleton. There's just there's a little, like if you think about like in a train where there's the little
junction.
spongy bits in the junction, you can kind of see spongy bits in the junctions of its chitinous plating.
Perfect.
What am I gonna do? Argue? That makes sense. and I'm in a setting where my friend's face is a mask that keeps healing. Obviously, I can't logic my way against that.
So yeah, that's
as a person that speaks to ghosts, you find this highly illogical.
What kind? I want to know what kind of asshole goes, that doesn't physically make sense. I cast fireball.
You never played D&D in the 90s, I think.
Right. You're gonna argue physics when you're breaking the laws of thermodynamics with like 8 words and a wiggle of your fingers? Get out of my table.
Absolutely.
But you had to flick a piece of bat like guano at them, and then that turns into a fireball.
It was a rule.
Yeah,
it's true.
Actual rule. If you wanted lightning bolt, you needed a piece of wool and a glass rod, and I assume an obscene gesture. Yeah.
Back in the day when people cared about spell components. Damn.
Kids today
with their spell focuses.
So on the next initiative, M is going to cast Aegis. And maybe on the rest of you too, if she gets enough successes.
I'll be right back.
Sure. So we got 4 for her Esoterica. Her Resolve is a 3.
Ooh.
That's 7D dropping for Aegis. That's a 10 and a 9. So 3 hits. So 1 hit for 1 dot of armor. She's just actually going to go ahead and dump that 1 hit and the 1 dot of armor, and then she's going to dump the other 2 hits into dodge to increase her defense.
Ooh.
And that brings us to Savo. What would you like to do, Savo? So you see M like bring her hands up in front of her and whisper something, and as she does, you see like green light basically swim over her entire body, and she starts shimmering a little bit of green. The creature is sort of tilting its head in Kalzul's direction, and you see Bunga climbing up the squishy bits between the metal plates, or between the chitin plates.
Salvo, even though it's still under like a very weird metallic but probably bone mask, it's still given the emotion of like that one kid who goes to preschool and it's just like, I want to go home.
That's fair.
There's 2 people seducing a bug and 1 person who's glowing like something out of an anime. He doesn't know what anime is,
Right.
but he just knows this person's glowing too. He's just like
she's got the touch.
Yep.
She's got the power.
He lets out a sigh and is looking for like a weak point to hit it with what is it called? It's been a while since I've done this. To hit it with Eldritch Missile.
Yeah.
Bunga's gesturing to its foldy parts with his rust knight axe.
Ooh. So he is probably going to aim there.
All right. So you can go ahead and drop your ranged combat dexterity.
Cool. Dice, please. This is range combat and dexterity.
That's how I feel about dice plays. I'll be like, all right, a dice pool of 9. Okay. 4 successes. And I'll be like, all right, dice pool of 2 because my intellect's so low. Oh, 2 10s.
Right, 4 successes. I'm clearly the smartest, or the most advanced mind in this particular field.
Takes out a Morpheus glasses.
Okay, 4.
4 hits.
I had a statistics professor watch a game and just tear out his hair. It was the best. These odds mean nothing, sir.
So you all hear this whining screech come out of Savo's bolt as they fire it into the side of the bug. This does deal 1 damage. Oh wait, hold on. Let me double check that. You might not actually deal any damage.
Isn't it amazing how the more you describe, the more your mind shifts? You hear a whining screech. I'm at a work meeting of a bolt firing out. Oh, okay.
Yes, you hear a work meeting as
son of a bitch.
Savo tightens his tie and
I come here to get away from that.
Oh yeah, you hit. So you do deal 1 damage. So as you deal 1 damage, that means the overstimulating area effect afflicts everyone at close range to the target until the end of their turn. So right now, Bunga, you're going to be overstimulated because you're the only one that's actually at close range. It's going to last until the end of your turn. You can spend additional hits to buy universal or ranged combat tricks. You only have 1 additional hit to spend. So not enough right now to grant power advantage or to brand the target unless you wish to spend momentum to do so.
No, I'll wait.
All right. You hit, dealing it 1 injury. That brings us around to the bug itself. Screeching. Upset. And also itself overstimulated. The bug is going to lunge at its bait, at Kelzul, at the tasty-looking meal before it. Because it is overstimulating, if not bought off, important information would be lost in the background. They basically might miss or go for the wrong target or create some collateral damage if they're not able to overcome the overstimulating moderate complication.
This is starting to feel like Parenthood.
A little bit. All right. So our buddy is going to... Now this is absolutely part of its primary pool. So it's going to attempt to take a bite out of Kelzul. But Kelzul, you clearly have the opportunity to use your step.
That is exactly what I am doing.
So that just requires a reflexive esoterica.
Do I combine it with intellect or?
Yeah, whatever attribute you feel is most suited. I would say probably intellect or cunning.
Yeah, let us test that theory because I have 10 dice for this. 2, 3, 9, 10.
Oh, you want to hear something really funny?
Sure.
I put your initiatives totally in the Onyx Path, like World Below Discord channel. So
canon now.
Whole bunch of, this is your initiative. It's canon.
All right. 7 1 6 9 3 9 8 3 8 8. So 5.
Excellent. You pop out the way, no worries whatsoever. And that puts you. So you're trying to get behind it effectively.
Just as quality away from it, and it was less about positioning me to take advantage of something and more about getting me away safely while drawing its attention so the others could take advantage of that.
Sure. Okay. So you appear kind of over next to where Savo is standing,
Sure.
as it sort of buries its face in the side of the cavern, chewing, ripping a fairly sizable chunk out of the side of the cavern that you're in, and causing everything to sort of rumble a bit. It does buy off the overstimulating, however, so it does not cause undue collateral damage. Kilzul, it is your action again. What would you like to do?
One of these days I should probably get some way to attack that actually matters. I will use my
You can
own.
find you a big stick, tie a rock to the end of it.
Well, I do have one big stick, and I will use it. That is my Rust Knight axe.
I mean, that is not a small stick.
Yeah. So I will try to rip and tear with that until the job is done.
You pull out this massive, ridiculous, absurd, giant axe and take a swing at your opponent. Your power advantage is enough to negate the durability advantage this opponent would have. So you're just going to make a straight. It's going to be, I would assume, close combat might.
Unfortunately, yes. It almost couldn't be worse.
But
We need a training montage in the
Real.
future.
you will have
You teach
a
Bunga how to read. Bunga teaches you how to swing an axe.
you will have an enhancement of 1.
Okay. All right. This is gonna suck. Now we get to test that theory again. Well, I'll be damned. 1 success and the 1 enhancement. So
All right, so that's 2.
mhm.
Not much.
You can. So that is not going to be enough to overcome the creature's defense, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You swing, and it's not so much missing. Like this is, you're swinging a very large stick at a much larger beast.
A stronger person might have punched through, not me.
Yeah, it's like if you ever watch a video of somebody, say, chopping wood, and you see the first blow as the axe bounces off. That's kind of how things went for you with this swing.
This is not what I'm built for. I'm not offended. You ever seen Doctor Strange punch somebody?
That's a valid point.
That's too bad. That's too bad.
That brings us around to Bungo. What would you like to do?
All right. No, you have to edit like this. And two-handed, like chopping firewood. Bring the his Rust Knight axe down.
Wonderful.
Now
Now you
standing above its little connecty bits. So
all right. You will be dealing with the overstimulating effect as well, so that's a moderate complication.
Did something happen while I was away that you're getting overstimulated by the bug after trying to court it?
Crow. I blame Crow. I mean, his character.
Yeah, Savo shot a confusing arrow, basically, at the creature.
Confuse ray, and it hit us both.
Okay.
It got weird.
It did get
That's
weird.
the joke I made in the chat where I was like, "Joke's on you! I have ADHD, so I'm just normal now."
That's fair enough.
So spending that'd be awesome. Yes, I would take that. So wait a minute. Does anybody have speak with animal? Because I would love to hear this queen. Husbands, why? Like absolutely.
I do actually. I do.
But you're choosing to chop away at it rather than have the conversation.
Yeah, because then it becomes 2 smaller ones we could deal with and then distribute evenly.
Right,
It's like the king's
distribute
dilemma or whatever, right? It's
evenly.
like, oh, you both claim this. chop it in half and give it to both.
I'm certain that'll make things easier for you.
Given the general December of disasters and what have you that brought the game to its hiatus while it did, I think we're forgetting that these bugs are not cute or anything. They're gross, and all of their spawn are soul-eating pain demons.
Oh, I forgot about the soul eating.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
that is true.
If these were just slimy, if these were just slimy boys and girls, I'd be like, you know what? There's a home for you, big girl. But no.
I do have Bug Talker.
These things are mean. These things are like, they want to eat all your essence, and then they trap you in their tummies and torture you forever. I'm not into that.
This is all true.
That's why I'm sure someone to swing instead of talk.
It makes sense.
And then when it's smaller, if it wants to talk, it can.
So you'll be might close combat enhancement of 1. Effectively, your power advantage from the heavy weapon is negated by the durability advantage that the bug has.
All right. Rust Night Axe, deadly, painful, poison, heavy. Ooh, yes. 9 successes.
Oh, wow.
Nice. Okay, so that's a lot.
That is a lot. I'm taking a picture of this.
I do the same thing. They'll never believe it.
So deadly. That means that you apply the aggravated wound status effect instead of dealing damage. Person takes this effect regardless of their current injury level. So you deal an aggravated wound. That is a pretty sight. So that was after. That's the base on hitting it effectively, is dealing 1 aggravated wound.
All right.
So you're going to have. Because you were 8 total, including your enhancement?
Not including the enhancement.
Okay, so you're 9, right? So its defense is 3. So you'll have 6 successes left to...
And I have to buy off being overstimulated?
Yep, so that's 2. So that leaves you 4 for additional hits. So I would let you, with that... See. You could blow the 3 for the critical to deal an additional injury to your target. That would effectively kill the first segment.
Let's do it.
All right, excellent. So, as you bring down the Rust Knight's axe, and you hit it right in the segmented part, so you cleanly break the head off. But as you do, you sort of kick the axe inward a little bit, and just sort of twists to pull it out, leaving various bits of rusty detritus inside the wound, causing it to, start leaking blood and pus and various gross ichor.
Various ichors.
And it rolls.
Is it ichor or ichor?
Okay, that's another one of those words. I actually talked about this the other day. I've heard ichor, I've heard ichor, I've heard ichor, and I've heard all of them from reputable sources.
We all scream for ichor.
I don't know. I learned English by reading, not by speaking it. So I'm going to assume it's ichor.
Some people are like that, and beer to ichor, never been sicker. But I've actually seen, and now there's people going, well, how are people saying it now? because that's how it's supposed to be said. Because once upon a time, English was shit. And I'm like, shut up.
Hey, I would just like to point out that that gatekeeping pronunciation is a tool of white supremacy and a object of class war. We pronounce things how the fuck we choose to pronounce them.
It can be. It can be. It can be.
Just saying, just throwing that out.
But also, if none of these are true, then anything is permitted.
Hey, English is the language that mugs other languages and goes to their pockets for loose grammar. So, you know,
It's true.
English basically doesn't exist.
Anything is permitted. But
I see both sides of the argument. You're not wrong, but I'm not wrong either.
As you bring the axe through and split this head off, the head sort of rolls to the side, spraying gunk kind of everywhere and falling limply. The secondary head also has an injury on it because of an aggravated wound, in fact, because of the rust knight axe. But it lunges forward twice as angry. That brings us around to M. M, seeing it lunging forward twice as angry, is going to now attempt to cast armor on Savo, who is next to her, because she doesn't want Savo to get his face eaten off. Even if it is a fake one.
Which we appreciate.
What friends are for.
Well, the first one comes off and underneath is just a smaller second mask. A backup mask, if you will.
Like Batman.
You gain another unit out of armor, and your defense goes up by 1. So whatever you roll, if you roll the dodge, will be increased by 1.
That is so cool.
Okay.
God, there are no stupid things to play in this game. I love it.
No, it's all tactically pretty smart. There's ways to.
Yeah, I tried.
You did a great job of coming up with something stupid. I'm very proud of you.
You came up with the kind of character that's the most fun to play in Fallout 2. I don't know how you thought that was a loss.
Heavy-handed. It's the way to go.
That said, it becomes Savo's turn as this freshly born, and you notice something disturbing as it turns its attention to you, Savo. It turns over towards you and M. Killzul, real quick. Since you got such a good roll, I'm going to let you go ahead and just choose. Which side did you want to land on? And did you want to be on the ground or did you want to be on the body?
I was planning to be on the ground regardless.
And what about... So you're going to be on... I'm sorry, I misspoke. Bunga. Killzul, I knew you were actually over... So you're over by the others as well. So I'm assuming you are behind... I'm assuming Killzul is behind Savo and M. Because you teleported.
Well, I had a shadow stepped,
right.
Which, by the way, I do want to point out that might, as cool as that term is, I don't know if I'd use it in this game in a final copy because we're underground. This is all shadow.
I mean, that's fair.
It's kind of like Misty Step, though. It's a maneuverability, like thesis, right?
Oh, I know. It's just one of those things where gamers like to think of utility and be clever, and then sooner or later somebody's gonna go, "This is all shadow."
I think it has to be technically darkness, but either way, you stepped out of the shadows, so you would definitely be behind them. Bunga, would you be standing on the decapitated part or the part that still lives?
The part that still lives.
All right, excellent. So you also get a shot of Bunga riding this thing as it looks at you, but you realize the facial features of this creature, if one could say it has a face, are not fully developed. There is definitely the structure that you saw in the first head. The mandible structure is there. The eye arrangement is there. But you also see various people's appearances pressing through the flesh. As if they have been somehow swallowed into and are trying to literally break through the fleshy sack that contains their souls. Kind of like when Freddy lifted his shirt in Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4. You're getting that kind of a vibe. There's of just souls sort of pressing on the inside of this face of this creature.
I never saw
Nice.
that one, but somehow I'm not surprised you did. That's
And
It's
they're
awesome.
saying, "We're at peace. We're happy. You don't need to save us." Right?
Yeah.
It's really not that bad.
Yeah, they
Join
all,
Awesome.
us.
they all look
Horrors
very,
behind our
very
comprehension.
Yep. What would you like to do, Sabo? As you see this site turning its attention directly toward you.
Immediately, if I can, throwing up Killer's Aura.
Excellent.
Basically, if it's going to try to stare me down and try to scare me with this, I'm going to show it horrors it can't compare. Comprehend.
I love it.
Good, cool, Crow. That's awesome.
So, Killer's Aura. You impose a minor complication on all past level targets in short range. If any of those targets fail to resolve the complication, they suffer the stunned status effect or flee. This will not affect this creature directly, but if any of its like offspring pop off, they will immediately run from you, basically.
Cool.
And that does not require an action, by the way. You just do that. So what else would you like to do?
It's getting hit again with Eldritch Missile. It's getting hit with that cannon.
With
How many bug gas
Eldritch
packs do
Missile.
we have?
I forgot we had those.
the smoker?
Yeah.
Do we
Yeah.
have one
I
or three?
thought if correct me if I'm wrong, I thought you threw that thing down because it caught fire and then you threw it down the.
Oh,
And-
and then it
Yeah.
exploded.
We threw it and it flooded the town, and then this thing came out as a consequence. So
Yes.
I
Right.
think we've used our bug bombs, and
Yeah.
all minor bugs are almost certainly gone.
Right, there
Most
are no
likely.
minor bugs here currently.
So yeah, but that thing had we rolled incredible building that thing. It had the fan and the pump.
Yeah,
and
it was really
like,
well done.
whoa.
Just unfortunately it caught fire. In that case, give me ranged dexterity, or if unless there's something else you'd like to lean on. And then
Gotcha.
remember, you're going to be you're trying to overcome durability advantage when you're attacking this thing. So
Yeah.
basically, you've got that. There's no overcomplication. There's no overstimulation for you, so it's just straight creature's defense, and then its durability.
Okay, 5.
5. Excellent. That is enough to hit and to breach durability. It doesn't buy you any extra successes, any extra damage or anything like that. But you do wound the creature, and that does create the overstimulating effect. So
it is hit.
you put it like into one of the sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, the Promethean eye chunks, the thing that looks like it will be an eye, the fetal
developing.
eye.
Protoplasm, developmental, the genesis of what will see and does not yet.
Yeah, you split the eye region, which then starts again hissing and squealing and sending flashes of light out everywhere.
Talking eye.
And as it does that, Kelzul, I'd like you to just roll me a quick esoterica and cunning roll, if you would, please.
Can I ask a quick question while I do that?
Sure.
That's esoterica and cunning.
Yes.
That's nice. So there was an ability I wanted to get that you've mentioned, and I was wondering if I could have a flavor shift. You said there's a way to animate somebody's skeleton while it's still inside them and bursts out of them and crap.
Yes.
Can I do something? Can I do something like that, but with a soul?
If
Like
once
Shang Tsung?
you buy that power, sure. Like you
Right,
can buy that
okay.
power and flavor it that way. Absolutely.
Yeah. I spent the points, but I wanted to know if that was a thing I could do.
Yeah, you yank a soul out of somebody, sure, that's fine.
Baller.
I would treat it as, because the servant that you get from that, I would just treat as a spirit of the dead as opposed to a
Exactly. Yeah.
skeleton.
Okay. That's because this I'm looking at this and I'm like, I gotta ask him because I paid for it. If this is the moment. This thing is like a whitehead. It's waiting to pop.
I mean, that is an option that's on the table for you when it gets around to your turn.
It's gonna be a cottage cheese video. Okay, so rolled 9. Then I gotta look, see if anybody cringe. Not a single cringe, you tough bastards. I love you all. All right. 9, 10, 8, 10, 6, 6, 6, 1, 2.
All right. So you can hear amid the sort of siren like whine of this arrow. Because basically when Salvo fires that bolt, like light goes out from the head in like a swirling pattern, and this screeching sort of siren happens. It's sort of strobing everywhere. It's very, very overwhelming. But
Very psychedelic 1970s D&D.
Very much so, yeah. It's like you just fell into an acid trip. But you can hear below that, especially with that number of hits, you can hear below that, like it is aggravating the spirits of the dead that you can still hear echoing down the cave. But above and beyond that, you can also hear separately the spirits of the dead crying out from inside of the husk of this creature.
Could I try to make an action to sort of punch through and like open up the reservoir of souls? Sort of a slice open Kronos' belly effect?
When it gets around to your turn, absolutely.
All right, cool.
But right now it's that thing's turn. And that thing, since it can't really do anything to Bunga, because Bunga's on its back, it's going to instead turn its attention to Savo, M, and Kelzul, trying to make sort of like a group sweep attack at everybody. Fortunate for you all, it has to break up its hits between you.
I mean, it's only half the bug it was. That's like half the sweep.
But it does have some advantage at play. So each of you may make your defensive rolls. It would be, I would assume in this case, stamina, but you may pick another resistance attribute if you feel it's appropriate.
And you combine that with athletics?
No, you just roll that.
No, just okay. Nothing.
All right, so you start with you have your base of 1.
Two successes.
All right. So he's going to go 2, 2, and 3 effectively. No. Let's go 1, 1, and 2. So it would be Kilzul, you'll get caught with 1. So you will take, I believe it's just going to be 1 in injury. Let me make sure there's nothing poisonous about the bite.
And that makes me bloody.
Okay, 1 second. I just want to check one thing. I appreciate your patience while I do.
While you're doing that, quick question, Padded. How does that work when it comes to armor?
Might give you an extra.
Padded gives you an extra health.
Okay.
So actually, it deals you no damage. And in fact, this may work in your favor, Kelzul, as how familiar are you with the parable of Jonah?
Hold Oh no.
You look up and you see Kale's will get fucking swallowed.
Eat me! Eat me! Okay, so
Part of his plan.
I get Tommy Lee Jones.
Right.
Understood.
Right down the gullet of a of an interstellar creature, and that's
Travis,
one of 1,000 memories I don't
I'm
want.
gonna crack it open like a crustacean. Don't worry. You'll be fine.
I'll tell you, buddy. I wish I could tell you this is the first time I've done this in a game.
Yeah, so it is your action. You are in its guts. This provides a moderate complication to any action that you would like to engage in.
This is a moderate complication, he said, from within a giant bug skullet.
Once inside, though, see, this is even trippier for you. If it was somebody else, it would just be unpleasant. But for you, not only are you inside the digestive tract, but you can see like the lights as these spirits of the dead start swarming you, being able to somehow almost instinctively recognize your ability to communicate with them. They're trying to press through the digestive tract, like pierce it through the flesh to get to you, and they just can't. And it is making things even tighter in here. So in fact, I'm going to kick it up to a major complication because the ghosts are actively trying to grope at you for relief through the esophagus of this giant creature. Esophagus? Do bugs have esophagi? I don't know.
Not the first time ghosts have tried to grope at him through the bug esophagus.
All right. First off, Cal, I don't judge you. Two,
we listen, we don't judge.
Two, I'm going to reflexively activate Ghost Eyes. Speak with spirits as neutral. I am not seeing that as a complication. I want them to reach for me. That's like saying you're digging for them, but they're digging for you from the other side. Oh no, I that's good. Many hands will make this lighter work. But I am basically just going to try to tear through that spiritual membrane. Oh, and three, this is a fantasy bug. You want it to have an esophagus? It has an esophagus.
Well,
okay.
Here's where it becomes a complication for you. Okay. Because the fact that you can speak with them, that's great. That may allow you to. I would even say that might allow you to engage in teamwork with these folks. All right. But the fact of the matter is that you just don't have room to maneuver comfortably, which is why it's a problem. So you're like literally like crowded. But yeah, I'll let you. We'll say that these spirits they're at a neutral because you've got the ghost eyes, right? So as spirits of the dead, we would say these are going to be pest template. These are going to be their desperation pool. So I will roll the desperation pool. I'm going to add an enhancement of 3 to their desperation pool because to represent their sheer numbers. Okay. They got 2 hits plus 3, so that's 5 enhancement that they're going to be able to offer you as part. No, I take that back because they have to drop 3 of those for the complication. So it's 2 enhancement they'll be able to add you in a teamwork role as they're trying to pull through. But again, the crowding is they're working against themselves. Hence 3 of their successes being eaten by the complication they are generating. Right. But if you would like to try to like literally slice through, you are still wielding an axe.
I was gonna go for that soul punching thing and do this metaphysically, but if you want this to be,
you wanted to use the what's the name of the power?
I don't have it. It didn't for some reason get saved on my sheet. So
sure, it's the. I know this one. Hold on.
What is this?
Escape the bonds of flesh.
Sounds so innocent.
It is a close combat might, and you will have Yeah, the complication of 3.
This is close combat and might.
It is.
Oh man, that sucks. All right.
Even more reason to train under.
I hate it, but you're absolutely right. Like now I have to actually learn Mortal Kombat to do my Shang Tsung
Because
bullshit.
you're literally pulling somebody's shit out, is why.
Well, can I use intellect or can I use resolve because it's their spirit and not their bones?
Sure.
Okay. All right. Okay, in that case, that's much more doable. Let's roll some dice-os. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. 3.
All right. With 3 hits, you are able to reach in. You will need to, because of the template of this creature, you would need to spend the remaining momentum for enhancements. Wait, you got how much? You got 2. You get 3. All right. Is that then? That's not including the 2 enhancement you get from the others. Correct?
That is not. That's just what I rolled.
5. So you got 3 for your major complication. You got 2. So you would need to spend the remainder of the momentum pool for enhancement to be able to affect a template this high.
Everyone comfortable with that?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, go for it.
Cha-ching!
All right. So you reach and grab through.
May I also activate one man's trash for later?
Perhaps on the following turn.
Yeah.
So you're reaching through this muck, and at first it's definitely pushing against you, but then it's sort of, your hand sort of there's a release of pressure as your hand pops through that membrane, and you're able to lock hands with one of the spirits of the dead. And as you do, the bond, this powerful bond that sort of transcends mundane experience, passes between you and explosively ejects you and the spiritual content of this segment of the beast forth, showering Savo and M in glorious ichor.
Glory was enough.
At the I need a athletics, might, or dexterity, whichever you prefer, from both Bunga and Kilzul.
Sorry, that's
Athletics and either dexterity or might, whichever you prefer.
okay. Two.
This is what I meant. Giveth and taketh. I got 9 last time. I got 2 this time.
Yeah, the game doesn't care how many dice you have. It just cares that you have that you on off.
Sure.
Yeah.
You were not bucked off of the creature, Bunga. You managed to keep your footing and witness this entire deluge. Kilzul, you land on your back without any major injury at Savo and M's feet.
I land on a squishy bit of bug.
M does this shit. Actually, you both had armor spells up, so it was literally like as if it hit a windshield and just ran off of the 2 of you.
Could be worse. I could have to play outside.
This has caused this segment to rupture, and the next segment, Bunga sort of rips up through the segment that just ruptured, kind of like chewing its way through the remnants of the previous segment. And it is your action, Bungo. What would you like to do as this thing rushes forth?
All right, so I'm still on it.
You're on the one that's being chewed through right now to get to you.
It's chewing through itself to...
Yes.
Sounds like a self-solving problem.
Well, more to the point, the living section is chewing through the dead chunk that's still attached to the front of it.
I always forget quick reflexes. I'm supposed to add +1 to my initiative. I don't know if I've
and that
ever
is why
added
you
it.
failed.
That is why I failed.
This sheep might profit from having a quick little math thing. Just a little summit to remind you next to it.
Oh, I see what you mean, like how to count what armor is, and I've seen sheep.
Yeah. Little calculation could help.
Let me... Or, all right, I'll put an asterisk next to the thing to remind me. All right, let's try to kill at the part that's trying to eat toward its way towards me.
All right. Take another swipe with the X.
Yeah. It worked the first time.
So we're going to assume you're overstimulated at moderate because of the last arrow. I'm also gonna kick that up to a major complication because you're standing on uneven ground. In that this thing is sort of getting like it's like you're standing on a Jello mold that's actively being eaten from the other side. If that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
So,
all right.
So it's a major complication. So that's 3 hits.
Steady. All right, 1, 5.
Okay, you have an option. You can choose to not resolve the entirety of the complication. So you'll resolve the overstimulated, but you will not resolve the jiggle, which would allow you to hit, but also it would come along with a consequence for you being on the jiggling bit.
I like it. Let's do that.
All right. Excellent. You lurch forward, falling almost as much as swinging with that axe. It does bury the Rust-Knight axe into the soft flesh of the next segment. It does deal an aggravated wound to that soft flesh. However, it leaves you prone on the ground directly in front of this creature for its next action.
Ooh. Perfect.
It's
all part of the plan.
Yeah. M is going to try some tethering wild chaos to pull you telepathically or telekinetically back from there because she does not
But I've got her just where I want her.
She's like, yeah, I don't want you to die, buddy.
Are you still on your lesson?
So this is going to be, let's see. Just basically 3 range bands from you. All right. So she's looking at difficulty 4 on this. She does have 3 enhancement because of the chaos level. That's 2 plus 3, that's 5. So she reaches out and chaos energy lunges forth from her hand, shaped like a giant green hand with like purple waves running through it. and it just grabs you and drags you back along your belly, 30, 40 meters. It's not gracious, but you land basically on your belly next to Kalzul, who's on his back. That brings us to Savo.
Bit more of this, we'll have a party going. So just in brightest day fly and blackest obscured.
Exactly, yes.
Appreciate good stuff.
I think Salvo kind of clicks on the mask helmet thing a few times. This seems like we're in danger. Should I make an emergency exit?
Because we haven't gotten the spirits out yet, have we? Like Kalzul, don't we have?
Still got to get that half.
Do you want to make us a door and hold it?
Clicks on the helmet again. You just hear a different voice. Alrighty, Captain. I got it all set up for you. And it's just like him making like a bunch of actual hand movements. And we just see a bunch of wild green shapes form. And it kind of looks like a doorway is being made. And he's going to use Gatekeeper.
Nice.
Are you Narutoing?
His hands are separate from each other.
That too.
Okay.
So more magicians. So a little bit more tutting.
Excellent. So with Gatekeeper, when you create portals by tethering wild chaos, you extend the area factor of your result by a range band equal to the rating of your synthesis. So you have that at what synthesis?
I just got it at 1.
All right. So for a portal, you're just going for range effectively.
Yep.
So you're going to be looking at a difficulty of 4.
Okay.
Well, I guess how far away are you putting the portal?
Just far enough. It doesn't have to be like 100 yards. It's just far enough for where like we can bamp through a door and run through it like Symmetra, like one of those portals.
Okay, so if you just want to get it back onto the Ferris Road, you can do that at 3.
Yeah. Okay. That's perfectly all right. That's great. What am I rolling?
It's up to you because you're tethering. So whatever
okay.
you would like to lean on. Normally it would be esoteric and an attribute, but if you have another skill in mind, I'm happy to hear it.
Let me use that intelligence. You know what? If I can, to get the closest to this without breaking everything, if I can do Enigma's intelligence.
That should be fine. Also, remember you do have a complication of 3 thanks to the chaos level.
I got a complication of 3. So, wait, he's a Quebec priest. Let me use technology. What am I doing?
Sure, yeah, that makes sense.
2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you said the complication was what?
3.
Complication is 3.
So target's 3, complication 3. You need 6 to have no issues.
I mean, we've had issues all day, so let me just go ahead and do the thing. I'll accept the complications.
All right. How many hits in total did you get?
3.
Okay, so just riding out the complications, seeing how it goes. All right. So since we've got some chaos issues taking place here, I would like you to roll 2d10 and add them together for me, please.
Let's see.
That's always a good sign.
I got an 8
That
and
means
a 10.
it's a chart. An 8 and a 10.
Yeah.
Excellent. As you start making your hand gestures and pulling together the chaotic energy, you start to feel chaos pouring out of the portal back into you.
Oh.
That's good, right?
Feel
drink
it
from the king's cup.
Yeah, you feel it binding to your very essence. You are considered flush with chaos. If you attempt to tether wild chaos anymore in this location, in this scene, you'll gain a +1 enhancement to those attempts.
And become
Okay.
chaos with flesh.
The effect fades when you leave the area or the end of the scene, whichever comes first.
Perfect.
And you have the gate open.
Joke's on you if I die first. Ah!
Precisely. That brings us to our queen. She is going to absolutely try to take a big old bite out of y'all. She's just lunging forward once again with a chomp. And I just want to see one thing first.
Can I dodge into its mouth again? That worked out for me.
You can certainly try.
This mouth is inferior to the last. Tally ho!
Yep. All right.
Big X Zone vibes from Final Fantasy VI. I've got to unlock Go-Go. Eat me!
Oh, there are now, by the way. You can see it, because not everybody else can. But there are dozens of spirits of the dead kind of floating around in the area. Okay.
Can I direct them to attack the bug?
Possibly on your next turn.
Cool.
So that's all right. She's gonna spend 2 successes towards each of you to hit, and then she's gonna drop destructive force, which is the demolition stunt. Rubble and debris fill the environment, applying the demolished area effect to the scene as a moderate complication. So basically, now the roof starts to drop. Stalactite starts breaking as she's swinging and slamming around and having a fit. Each of you have a attack at 2 hits coming at you. So you have a base defense of 1, and then whatever defensive action you might be able to take. Because of M's armor, she just already has a base defense of 2, so she's gonna hope that she doesn't get hit.
I've got some armor she made that gave me
+1,
+2
+2 to defense.
HP. Yeah,
Was it to defense or was it to armor rating?
+2 HP, I think.
Yeah, so that's armor. So that just means you have extra wounds.
Oh, okay.
So she is hit, and because of the power advantage, she absolutely is going to take 2 health levels of damage. What did you wind up with for your defense? You have 3?
3 successes.
All right, you roll out of the way. How about for Savo?
2 successes.
All right, you are hit and take 2 injuries. So your first one would be eaten by the armor spell, and then the second one would be eaten by any actual armor you're wearing, if any. Otherwise, you'd be bloodied. And how about for Killzul? 4? Yeah, you roll. So the 2 of you basically roll in 2 opposite ways, as the other 2 are like slammed into by this thing. but not knocked into the portal. Let's go ahead. I just looked at the time. Let's go ahead and take 5 for biological and technological. We will start at the top of the round when we return.
Sweet.
All right. If you're
All
watching this live, hang out. We'll be back momentarily. If you're watching this on Memorex, hit fast forward so you see our pretty faces again. And,
Wow.
we will see you real soon. Welcome back, folks. We have returned from our biological and technological break. We were in the midst of a combat. They are halfway through this giant bug.
Literally.
So why would I deny them the pleasure of finishing out? However, at the end of the last round, the bug sort of flailed about, not only causing a little bit of harm to Savo and M, but also shattering stalactites and stalagmites, rocking the entirety of the cavern, causing wreckage around. And you can also tell that this is sort of disturbing the ghosts, Kilzul. They seem to be disoriented and frightened by what's going on. So with that, we'll take it to the top of the next initiative. That means Kilzul's turn. You've rolled to your side. You're still prone, but you rolled away from the actual strike. You can see the ghosts sort of swirling around in the area, confused, upset, bent out of shape. What would you like to do?
Well, I've used ghost eyes so that we register as neutral to them.
Right, and that lasts for the duration of the scene.
Right. So if they are going to attack somebody, it won't be us, though it might be the environment, which could affect us.
Sure.
They are obviously very scared and very freaked out. Let's see. Can I activate Always a Helping Hand to see if there's a leader among the ghosts? Somebody who could wrangle them? Oh, that is a genuine kitty.
Good question. If you had any momentum left, yeah.
Fair enough.
You're all out.
Been spending hard. That is totally fair. I can't control the ghosts because I didn't rip them out of their host, I'm guessing.
No, but you can absolutely try to persuade them. Like you have
I love that you were like, looking for I'm just a simple ghost mayor.
I'm just a ghost farmer. I'm just a simple bone farmer.
As the representative of these here ghosts stuck in this bug.
Yeah, you're going to be dealing with the a moderate complication just because of the amount of chaos, both figuratively and literally, going on around you. But their integrity is a 1. They're neutral to you, so there's no modifiers there. So you could just make a regular old persuasion roll and be like, hey, can y'all do something?
All right. I
pull your weight.
I thought I'd have to make a leadership roll, and I have no leadership, which
it's time to change that.
Yeah, if I'm going to be a leader of dead men.
I mean, I would say leadership would apply more to commanding the group. Persuasion is going to apply more to commanding one of them. But leadership is also giving them direct commands. Persuasion is going to be like, can you help? And then letting them do what they're going to do.
Cal, were you going to try to Elrond me?
I would never.
I swear you were about to give me the Elrond speech. And how dare you not? That's a dream. All right.
Next time.
Okay, so I'll go with persuasion presence, I guess. I would intellect, but this doesn't feel like the time for a logical debate.
No, yeah, probably not. Yeah, I would say persuasion presence, you're going to be at difficulty 1, complication 2.
Okay, 5 dice.
Okay, but which Elrond speech? Like the council?
The one where he tells them to kill the boy, become the man. No, wait, that's Game of Thrones. I got 2.
All right. So you will. What are you asking them to do?
I'm basically calling on them to, you're free, but your brethren are still trapped inside. Free them. Attack the bug. We'll work together.
All right. They because the area is so fucked up and everything, all the chaos going on around you, they sort of misunderstand you a little bit, and they're going to spend this round ripping apart the corpse of the first segment, which will free some souls, but not help you at all in the combat situation.
You know, if they chew fast enough, they might get to the other half. It's like a grenade that'll go off a turn later than you planned.
Sure. Bungo,
All right.
what would you like to do? Now, you're also still laying prone.
And what's left of this thing?
2 sections, one of which is bearing an aggravated wound.
All right, so I'm going to be not prone. I'm going to dust myself off and
Right.
I'm going to use Bug Talker to
Whoa, girl. Whoa.
Whoa there, girl. No. Shh. Offered an apple. There, girl.
Are there apples in the world below?
Something that probably vaguely
Somewhere
looks and tastes like apple. It's
Um,
probably a root rather than a tree.
so, yeah, you're not quite in close range with the hostile enemy, so I would say that you can stand freely. You don't need to roll for it.
All right. And I'm going to seems like we got to save the souls here. It's not a matter of, well, let's get rid of the chunk that has the aggravated wound.
Kill the bug.
Right?
Become the ghosts.
I'll breathe in the ghosts.
How would you like to take out this this chunk with the aggravated wound?
I'm gonna slice and dice it.
All right, so you are going to rush up with your axe. This will be a might close combat.
Only 4 this time.
All right, so do you want to resolve your complication and miss, or do you want to let the complication fly and get your hit in?
Let's get the hit in.
All right.
One part of the bug is easier to deal with than 2.
You're running along, lunging forward at this creature. You bury the Rust Knight's axe into the side of the segment that is still flailing about. But between it and the debris and your own forward momentum, you basically get your ankle caught and twist and drop prone again, loosening your grip on the Rust Knight axe. The creature flails and fusses and fights before weakening to such a degree that the ghosts inside of it, now excited by the activity of the other ghosts, basically burst forth in several different directions, causing this segment to explode in a shower of gore and flinging your Rust Knight axe off into the distance, where hopefully you'll be able to retrieve it when this whole battle is over. You're muted. What was that?
It's all right. Savo has my backup axe. I let him carry my extra axe, I does.
They're all Savo's axes. We're just borrowing them.
They're all Bunga's axes.
Sorry, they're all Bunga's axes.
M is going to say, "Oh, to hell with this," and she's going to drop some chaos in the survivor's lap. She is going to use hiding? Pure chaos. She is going to instantly trigger a chaotic retaliation on the remaining chunk of bug. Because she has it at a 1, she can only use it at a minor. But she can spend additional hits to adjust the result on the chaotic retaliation chart. So she's going to be doing Esoterica Might. That's 1, 2, 3, no, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits with the enhancement for the cast level. It's a minor retaliation, so she gets to roll 2d10 and she gets to move it 7, up to 7 in either direction. So she got a result of 10, which is an inspiring burst, granting the target a +1 power advantage. No, she's not going to want to do that. I'm just going through the chart. Sorry, I spaced out for a second. He's going to drop a tremor in his lap. The cavern starts to shake around the remaining bug section, giving a +1 difficulty to that bug's actions. Sava, it is your action. What would you like to do?
Okay, question. Because he's filled with some chaos, correct?
Yes,
He's chaos
flush
flush.
with chaos.
Wondering if he could tether that chaos to his Eldritch Missile.
Sure. To do what?
Firing into this thing, making it extra fried and crispy. Just want to get rid of this bug as soon as possible.
So what you can do is you can use tethered cast to like grant yourself power advantage, for example. So this would be a mixed action. Both of them would use your dexterity and range combat, I'm assuming.
Yes.
So you're basically just going to be splitting up successes anyway. But what you're going to wind up doing is if you wanted to add power advantage, for example.
Okay.
You can do so. Hold on. I shot way past my mark here. If you wanted to add 1 advantage, it would be add 1 to your difficulty. To convey 2 advantage adds 3 to your difficulty. To convey 3 advantage adds 5 to your difficulty. So if you wanted to just add 2 advantage, it'd be a difficulty 3.
Okay, that's fair. I can do that.
All right, and then you'll have a complication of 3 due to the cast level. And if you do not resolve, you will have a chaotic retaliation.
Okay, altogether that'd be 6.
Yep.
So spin 3 to buy out that backlash.
Yep. And you get the 1 enhancement for being flushed with chaos, don't forget.
Yep. And then put the rest, that other success, into the actual action.
The actual hitting. So how many successes did you get in total?
6.
Okay.
And then plus the enhancement, so I don't.
So that's enough. Yeah, that's enough that you can hit, gain your plus. What were you going for? +2 power advantage? Yeah, so you can hit, gain your +2 power advantage, because the +2 power advantage, then effectively, if you put the 1 die toward hitting it, that effectively gives you an enhancement of 4. So you'll hit. You'll deal 1 injury automatically, plus an additional injury for the power advantage. You'll be able to kick off the overstimulating effect on it, and then you'll have 2 hits left to buy stunts with.
Or
tricks. I'm sorry.
Tricks. I don't remember what it was, but I'm trying to find it. I'm trying to stun it.
Oh, sure. 1 second.
I don't have my tags.
I don't think you can specifically add stun just unless you have a tag that allows you to stun.
Gotcha. Okay.
You could shove it.
Shove? Yep, that's fine too.
All right. So you shove it back. This is the only one that's alive at this point.
And just for flavor's sake, basically, instead of that normal whirling sound, it sounds like something out of like a post-rock guttural panopticon, like off the record take. That's what that sounds like.
It's like this horrid, grindy sort of nonsense sound.
Yeah, it's the one they were just like, yeah, we can't put that on the record yet. We still got to flesh that one out, but like, yeah, this is what we're going for.
This does the spirits in the area no favors as they start screaming in agony and confusion. The last segment skittering up toward you all. The nearest is our prone and unfortunate friend,
No.
Dunga, who is going to reap the full attentions of this creature. Now, it does have to deal with being overstimulated. It has to deal with the place being erect. So it's basically trying to overcome 4 complications. Plus, what's your regular defense?
My regular defense?
Yeah.
Like just my stamina?
Yeah. You don't have any bonuses to defense right now, right?
I don't think so.
All right, go ahead and roll stamina then real quick.
All right. Two.
All right, so it does get 1. It gets a hit with 1 hit above. So you will take 1 damage for being hit. You'll take an additional damage for its power advantage.
All right.
As it just sort of slams down upon you.
So 2 injuries?
Yes, but as it does that, it also rips into the section that you had just destroyed, sort of sliding on the slick leftovers of that, careening kind of completely over your body and slamming into the far wall, dealing another injury to itself because it's not able to overcome all of the complications.
Okay, I just realized that I have Carapace 3, which is +3 defense And an extra +1 versus piercing.
Then you take absolutely no damage as this thing slides across you and smacks into the
I
opposing
forgot I
wall.
had that.
Hearing a lot about that, buddy.
It's been a minute. It's fine.
Don't worry,
Yeah.
fine. One of his extra plates just
Yes, exactly.
goes flying off.
Savo, what do you got? No, I lied.
already hit it.
Kielzul, what do you got?
Yeah.
For defense or
No, what would you like to do? So this
sorry,
is
I got it all mixed up.
No, it's fine. So you saw the last bit sort of get knocked down, right? And it lunged forward and landed tried to land on Bunga. But in doing so, it just cut itself open on a bunch of sharp, jagged rocks and slid over Bunga, slamming into the opposing wall next to where the first piece is now being ripped apart by the spirits of the dead that can manage to affect the living realm. It looks like it's barely cogent. It looks like one good hit ought to put an end to this poor creature.
I'll
Provided
throw my
it's in the
blade.
soft spot.
I'll throw my blade, pop it at it, and tell it to kill.
Wonderful.
Look at the axe, reach in your backpack, pull out a puppet.
Get him!
It rushes
Get him,
forth and
Chunky.
just starts stabbing repeatedly until the thing finally lets go of the mortal coil. This place is not stable.
I'm gonna do my best to try to can we get out by foot or do we have to take the portal?
Savo's got a portal open. I mean, can you get out by foot right now? Probably.
Can the spirits escape through the portal as well?
If Savo holds it.
Okay, I'm going to direct the spirits go through the portal, we must get out.
All right. Give me just a straight persuasion roll.
Okay.
Nothing is overstimulating at this point, so it'll just be against you're basically just going against integrity of 1. They don't have any problem with you.
3.
All right. More than enough. You start gathering them and after probably 10 minutes, you're certain that the last of the spirits has meandered free and made their way through the portal.
For the sake of one man's trash, can we say that I grabbed some valuable component out of the bug that somebody can use for medicine or some nonsense?
Yeah, you'd mentioned wanting to use it earlier.
Yeah.
So
when I was inside of the thing.
Go ahead and make we'll do cunning and esoteric roll.
Clever. All right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's Cal's principle. 9 dice, 2 hits.
You get +2 enhancement to that, though. So,
Cool.
What you actually are able to determine is that this creature, this mother creature, seems to have gained its abilities. It's something of a mutation. And you believe that mutation stems from the several chaos rocks that you found embedded in its fat layer.
Shove those in my bag and dash for the portal. This place is coming down.
All right.
So spirits evacuated?
Spirits evacuate. The rest of you are able to make your way out of the portal. Savo, I assume you're the last one through.
Yep.
Any parting words for the cavern before you split, or are you just gonna dip out?
No word for Savo. It's just like the Final Fantasy fanfare after you win a battle that plays from his helmet, and then he just chucks backwards into the portal, and the door just closes by itself.
Excellent. You are no longer flush with chaos as you leave the chaotic region. And you appear on the Ferris Road, accompanied by dozens of spirits. Even a few of them have even made themselves visible to the majority of you. But they ask, will we be safe?
There is sanctuary for you.
We look forward to rest. And with that,
And
Did
home
we
now.
get them all out of the bug?
Yeah.
Did it seem like...
yeah, you got them all out of the bug. With that, victoriously, you make your way down the Ferris Road back to Gelphim's Rest, where you will perform whatever rituals you might for these people. But that is a discussion we can breach next time, because that, I think, is where we're going to button this up with a successful venture out into the wilds to defeat this enemy creature and
Good
free
stuff.
the souls. So,
Good job, team.
We should give Haley like an extra downtime action or something for staying home.
I agree. But before we get into that, let's get you all some experience points.
Ooh.
But before that, just one thing.
Yes, by all means.
Like out of the shadows, we just see Salvo takes the helmet off just briefly, and we just see like a rust knight axe kind of sit on top of his head. He takes it off, puts the helmet back on, and just chucks it back over to Bunga.
Nice.
Really? Well, I was just joking about you guys holding my extra axes.
You know what? I hand him mine too.
It's not even my birthday.
I know, but you know what you're not getting? These chaos rocks.
What about just one? Come on.
As you barter over the remaining chaos rocks in the safety of Gelphim's Rest, the camera fades to black, and we begin dealing with everyone's favorite part of the night, which is experience. You all get a point for showing up. Congratulations. Did any of you resolve a short-term aspiration?
I had add to the mausoleum.
I would say that this counts. You may take
Yeah.
a point. How about for
So-
Salvo?
I wanted to destroy something.
Fair enough. I think you did. I think that if we're not counting the creature, the cavern itself would count.
Yeah.
So what about for Bunga?
Okay, so it looks like our that's separate. That's for the story. The party one was deal with the giant monster, which
you all did. So that's 3 XP for y'all. But we're looking for a short for you.
short.
I had another short that was improve the reputation of Gelphim's Rest. I don't know if that would crank in yet.
Not yet, probably, but next.
Yeah.
I would assume next session.
I have
Cool.
eat something while it's alive and find a chaos rock
For
short term.
You didn't specifically directly find a chaos. Well, you found one in your buddy's hand.
You're not getting one of these. What are you chewing? Why do I have 2? You!
Now I don't know how this works, but from the beginning of the game, there's a party long-term goal and a personal long-term goal.
Mhm.
And the personal long-term goal is ride a giant monster.
Take a point. Take take point.
Take a point. All right.
And
And assuming I can steal a chaos rock, do I get the find a chaos
yeah,
rock?
so I'm sorry, you get 2 points for riding the monster and 1 for the chaos rock. So
All right.
and then everybody gets a point for everybody achieving a short-term aspiration. Lastly, you spent half the momentum pool in a single scene, so you may take a point there.
Sorry, what was that one?
I spent half the momentum in a single scene, or in this case, all the momentum in a single scene.
Yeah.
So that's 9 XP for today.
For everybody?
Yep.
Oh, hot damn. Okay.
But remember, you may only spend those at Kalm.
Should we make sure Haley gets 9 as well?
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll sit down with her and figure out what the when you're not around stuff's gonna be. Maybe we'll do a side quest. I don't know. We'll see what's up. I'll touch base with her. But in the meantime, that is us, my friends. So I would like to thank all of my fellow players for being on the screen with me. I would like to thank those of you who are watching at home for being here watching. I apologize for the slightly shortened session, but I do want to try to refrain us from getting too far into the weeds without Haley back yet. So we'll hope that when we meet again in 2 weeks' time, yes, everyone's good for 2 weeks. When we meet in
This
2
bug
weeks.
sesh was just for the boys.
Yes, this was the we had to finish up that
We just went out bug squishing.
the playing with bugs section.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The mobile infantry would be proud.
Indeed.
I'm doing my part.
Captain of the team.
Exactly. You touch its head. It's scared.
I saw somebody going that like
I should have done that before I left.
So some scientists discovered that crabs are the type of life that is most likely to appear on most alien worlds. They're like 90% of all aliens, intelligent or not, would be crabs. And somebody goes, touches its head. It's delicious. It's delicious.
Things do tend to evolve in a crab-like direction. But on that bright shiny note, let's wrap it up and get out of here. Kevin, please tell us who you are, what you do, who you're playing, your pronouns, their pronouns, and anything you would care to promote.
I am, have been, and will likely remain Kevin R. Zarnicki, playing Kelzul, itinerant shepherd of the dead, and all around oh so lovable pale guy. Not unlike myself. I'm barely role playing. So, yeah. Come check me out. Hit me at kevin.r.zarnicki@gmail.com. Again, that's in the description, in the chat, and all that stuff for a free lesson and some just freebie tips and stuff. You want to keep going with me after that? Cool. You don't want to go with me? I know other teachers. I'll hook you up with them. Let's get you moving. It's a new year and a terrifying prospect of the next 4 years. We're going to wish we had our own businesses, fighting AI and fighting tariffs and all that stuff. Yeah,
truly a cyberpunk dystopia.
Yeah,
except
without the good, except without any good bits.
You know, I will take this flex, but the old line dev at Shadowrun, I was complaining to him about the world, and he said, "Well, you're an actual cyberpunk," and I was like, "That's the nicest thing anybody said to me in like a year. That's damn, I'll take it."
Yeah, but it's so much lamer than we thought it was going to be. Oh my god!
This is like a Netflix indie movie cyberpunk version. It's just cold and mean, and slightly too colorful.
Yeah, it's not great.
But yeah, just it's so good to be back with you boys, and miss you, Haley. Hope you watch this, and hell of a game to run, Travis. Good times.
Thank you. I do my best. I try every once in a while. I even succeed. Speaking of successful, Crow, your pertinence, please.
Hi, I'm Crow. I played Salvo, it, they, he. Crow with the same pronouns. Yeah, this has been fun. You can catch me on the BS site as soon as I remember what my name on there is, because I don't really do socials.
Are you not B Slate TV over there?
Thank you for reminding me. That's probably what we are. That's how often I use it.
Is that the dying Twitter evil X-Men, or is that Bluer Skies?
I'm Blue Sky.
Blue Sky. That should tell you how often I use the socials. So, mostly you can find me here on Mondays, again, doing Scion, the demigod. I play Nolan, the demigod of well, not to spoil, but it's a little complicated. They're going through a lot there. And also you can find me here and maybe playing some other games. I don't know. I'm gonna try to do some more programming stuff with Honest Path. So yeah, this has been fun.
Love to have you. The more the merrier. And last but never least, Cal, your pertinence, please.
Hey everyone. I played Bunga. My name is Cal. You can find my stuff at Lasercomb Productions on any podcasting or even on YouTube. Lazor. I like to say that dates us. Having to spell laser every time, and I'm like, nobody's firing their laser. Like the meme. Like that tells us how old.
My favorite anachronistic sci-fi pronunciation is robot.
I like robot. I like saying robots. Yeah.
I'll go older school. I like zombie with an R where it's Romby.
Romby.
It's Joe Romby.
Romby.
Stick figure violence on Newgrounds.
Zob Romby, everyone's favorite.
Me and Tamamoto and just all the old days.
Nice. And speaking of old,
that's me.
I am Travis. My pronouns are he and they. When I'm not running games, I am writing them. I will be back here on the channel. I think next week I'm gonna be back here for Exalted. And possibly some Monarchy somehow. I hope. I think next week is Curious Cats and Exalted. So, but before then, on Monday, you will of course be seeing Crow and the good folks over at Scion the Tower. Send my love to Chaz if you would, please, Crow. I appreciate it. And the rest of you take care of yourselves and each other. Have a happy and safe New Year. Don't go running around getting into trouble on amateur hour. Take a fucking Uber, please, because we would like to see you in 2025, not in a box. So party responsibly and get your shots, all that good stuff. Take care.
Wow.
Bye.